Hello, everyone. Welcome to today's book discussion. So, today we'll be discussing a book whose title I am really, really in love with: Women Don't Owe You Pretty by Florence Given. Now, the first time I actually saw this title, I was really intrigued. Women Don't Owe You Pretty. I I was interested. I wanted to know what the author has in store. I wanted to know what her thoughts were like, what really brought about having this title. And I must say that Florence Given has given me something to think about. Now, there are different perceptions to this book, and it's only fair that we give prior notice. There are mentions of the queer life. There are mentions of rape. There are mentions of things that could actually trigger you if you are easily triggered by certain words. So I think you just have to read through the epilogue at first to know if it's something you'd want to go further with. The title is catchy. Women don't owe you pretty. It is already something that has been set as a standard that women are expected to be beautiful. Women are expected to fit a certain standard in life. Women are expected to meet up with certain societal expectations. Now, for those who do not meet up to these expectations, there are certain kind of losses they feel comes to them. I think they call it the pretty girl privilege, the fine girl privilege, the bomb girl privilege, the boob girl privilege. There are certain and several kinds of privileges in the society these days. It comes really, really weird. And you begin to wonder, when did we set these standards? Who set these standards? For whom was it set? Obviously for the women. And it just keeps you intrigued. The book is every shade of truth there and crazy. Florence Given is sincere with her words, daring with her comments, and really, really crazy with the things she says. It's for an open-minded person. You have to really open your mind to read it. Be of an honest mind, because everything she said was the truth. Every single thing she said was the truth. But now, when you're reading the truth and it hits you, that is to tell you that there are some certain places where you're also supposed to work on yourself. There are some certain things you've come to accept as the norm, which is very, very wrong. Florence Given talks about the pretty girl privilege and how society expects every woman to look in a certain way. But one thing is for certain: Florence Given is not given to massaging your ego. She's given and sold to truths that might liberate and give you perspective. She writes for the women whose life is likened to being a doormat for others. She writes for the queer groups and their various realities. Now, there are some certain things that actually struck out to me in this book. You know how we do it on this book board. When you read a book, there are some certain lines that should come to you as, whoa, this is my awakening. Now, this one says, once you heal your insecurities, in quote now, once you heal your insecurities, get to the root of where they originate and identify parts of yourself that you are ashamed of. Oh my God. You reframe your perspective of others and open the door to a wonderful thing called empathy. The thing is, sometimes as humans, we lack empathy. We're so insecure and it makes us lash out at others. Sometimes intentionally, sometimes unconsciously. This is when we need to heal. This is when we need to fill up the wells of our insecurities with the things that we love about ourselves. Florence Given also gives us something else to think about. In quote, she says, judging other women is usually just a quick way to get out of dealing with the things we dislike about ourselves. We seek comfort in other women's perceived flaws in an attempt to avoid addressing our own insecurities. Such powerful words comes to us to fill us up, to assure us that we're not alone, to give us strength to go every day, living, believing, trusting, loving, most especially loving ourselves. She also writes a powerful one and says, when you have lived a life of people pleasing, say your true desires will make you feel guilty. Push through and communicate them. You didn't come here to be liked. Can I get an amen for that? Honestly, these are powerful words. These are words that we're supposed to frame and keep on our words. We didn't come here to be liked. We didn't come here to live our lives to please other people. We have one chance at this life and we have to do it well. We have to live it in a way that gives us peace, that gives us joy, that makes us happy. In another note, she says, women are constantly expected to be nice. What this really means is performing emotional labor for free. It is given when you're a woman, you're expected to be nice, accommodating, humble. You're expected to be motherly. You're expected to be in that role where you attend to the needs of everyone. That these are the things that qualifies you to being a woman. Your ability to foresee someone's discomfort and make them comfortable. What happens on the days you do not feel like it? What happens on the days that you do not love yourself enough to begin to give out to others? What happens when your well of self love is empty? How do you fill up? Do they in turn fill you up? I think it's only fair that we go to communities and places and groups where we are loved, appreciated, where whenever we feel down, they know how to lift us up. I don't think it is fair that we are all these things to others and we get nothing in return. I do not think it is fair that you continually give yourself and it seems like they've all forgotten about you and it seems like no one remembers you and it seems like your well is getting empty. Nobody cares. As women, we are expected to fulfill these roles, to labor for love, for family, for career, to have a life. We have just one life. And when people pleasing becomes the center of it all, oftentimes we get to lose ourselves. And you come to wonder, to ponder, to what ends, to what life. Florence Given says that if we do not pay in prettiness, we just end up paying the price of unsolicited comments about our appearances. The norm is for you to have the eight-figured body, the Coca-Cola bottle body, the body that is bodying. But who sets the standards that you have to have a filler bosom and a filler bum with a flat stomach attached, where everything is given in quotes? What happens when you're flat on all sides? What happens when you're not tall and you're short? What happens when you're dwarf, you're not short? What happens when you have short hair? What happens when you have alopecia? What happens when you're not how society expects you to be. We do not owe them pretty. When I mean them, you do not owe anyone pretty. You owe yourself to be yourself, to live for yourself, to love yourself, to be comfortable in your own skin. They would say orange is the new black. Maybe fair is the new white. But black will always also be a color, a skin tone, a texture, a body, a beauty. Being fair is not everything. Neither is being chocolate skinned everything. What is everything? You are everything. You define what everything means. You define what everything is. Your life is not meant to justify what others think. No. You set the standards, you set the boundaries. This book actually made me realize that in so uh, many ways, I have come a long way. And in some other ways, I still find that I am still struggling, most especially with boundaries, trying to be nice, trying to be kind, trying to mask my pain in order to make other people feel good. Healing is a long walk. It's not something you arrive in one day. But it's only fair that we start from somewhere. It's only fair that we start walking from somewhere. And hopefully, at the end of the day, we will get to that point where we look back and say, yes, I have done this. Yes, I have grown. Yes, I am doing better for myself every day. We do not owe them pretty. Women don't owe you pretty. By Florence Given. I hope you've enjoyed today's book discussion. Do not forget to like, share, and subscribe. Until we meet again, goodbye and have a very nice day.